My wife a dozen of your best roses. The occasion? Marvin, I love my wife very much. Thank you, Marvin. Come in, Abbott.
Hey, Mr. Wright. How'd you know it was me?
Because I sent for you, remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Question is, what's on your mind, Abbott?
What? What?
I'm sure that down deep in the dark recesses of your brain, you realize we are trying to run a newspaper here.
Oh, that sounds like there's something wrong. Already?
Well, Abbott?
Yeah, I know, Mr. Wright. We're trying to run a newspaper here. What have I done?
Well, it's more a question of what you haven't done, isn't it? The city editor did send you out to do a story on Senator Grimble, did he not?
Yes, and I handed that in the day before yesterday.
I handed it in, I read it. Abbott, have you any idea how long Senator Grimble was involved in politics in this area?
Very long time, from the look of him.
62 years, to be exact. 62 years, Abbott. Abbott, when Senator Grimble was first elected to public office, Woodrow Wilson was just beginning his second term in the White House. And since then, this country has had 11 presidents, 15 vice presidents, and each and every one of them, at one time or another, shook hands with Senator Grimble.
I know that.
Look at all that would have happened, you right back. And we send you out to do a story on a man who's a legend in his own time. And you come back with an everyday, run-of-the-mill obituary. You know, when you first came here, Ed, I thought you showed a certain amount of pride.
Hey, now, wait a second. I'm a damn good reporter, and you know that.
I'm not too sure about it right now, Abbott. What is it? You having a few, personal problems?
Now, what the hell makes you think I'm having a few personal problems?
Because you're on the offensive, and that is a dead giveaway. Now, if you'd like to talk about it, I'm here to listen, but if you don't want to, fine. But you have to stop letting it interfere with your work.
Yeah, well, I don't mind talking about my personal problems. I don't mind at all. I mean, I don't know where to begin.
Well, why don't you try to beginning at the beginning, huh? What is it, Abbott? A woman?
2 women.
Abbott, don't you do anything the easy way?
I think not.
I think not, too. Okay, Abbott. Tell me about the 2 women.
One of the women is the sort of woman who I was around most of my life.
And the other one?
The other one is mysterious.
Give me a break, Abbott.
No, Mr. Riley. I mean, I can't figure her out. She's a mystery to me.
Come in.
Hi, Mr. Riley.
What is it, Becky?
How are you, Becky?
Just fine, Richard. How are you?
I'm fine. Never better.
Good. Mr. Briggs told me to give you this, Mr. Riley.
Thank you, Becky.
You want me to take an answer, Mr. Riley?
Oh, no. No, Becky, I want to see Briggs myself on this. And no need for you to leave. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, I guess I'll just go make my rounds.
Wait a second. Did you hear what the boss man just said about staying here?
Well, I heard him say that I could stay if I wanted to. I don't want to.
But suppose I wanted you to stay.
Richard, don't you ever get tired of bossing people around?
You know what I want to know?
No. Got a feeling I'm going to find out anyway.
Well, I want to know what's going on with you and that lecher, Marco Dane.
He ain't a lecher.
He isn't a lecher.
Well, I'm glad you agree with me on one thing.
I'm not agreeing with you, Becky. I'm correcting your English.
You're impossible.
Marco Dane. Yeah, I'm disappointed in you.
You're disappointed in me? Well, that don't beat all. Did it ever occur to you in that conceited brain of yours that I may be disappointed in you?
What are you talking about?
Well, what gives you the right to threaten people and tell them they have to be nice to me?
Look, there's no law against me being concerned about you.
Look, Richard, I happen to be in charge of my own life right now. I think I'm doing a good job.
Now, that's really interesting.
What's interesting?
Right now, you are in charge of your life right now, meaning that you are not always in charge of your life, Becky.
There you go, talking like some kind of lawyer. What I'm trying to tell you is, I ain't your personal property. You shouldn't treat me like that. Hear?
Here. I hear loud and clear.
Hallelujah.
Well, I settled that with Briggs.
Mr. Riley, you got something else for me to take?
No, Becky, that's all. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll just be going.
Which woman was that, Abbott? The mysterious one?
That's the one I want.
Huh? Tell you what, Abbott, you go after her, and you get her. You marry her. And then get the hell back to work, will you?
Barrier.
Casey, can I ask you a question?
You name it.
I come here on a bad day?
What do you mean?
Well, so far we've had half a dozen people here between the ages of 80 and 90, another half a dozen with broken bones, a bunch of kids with really dull mothers. I mean, I want to know when the excitement dies down.
Well, you know, I think maybe you're not quite cut out for this kind of work.
Well, what kind of work do you think I'm cut out for?
Oh, you really want me to tell you?
Well, if you don't tell me, I'll never know, will I?
Well, I think you're the kind of person that likes to have a good time.
So far so good.
Lots of action, excitement, interesting people.
Getting better and better.
And most of all, I think you like luxury.
Bingo! Get this man a plastic teddy bear. Hello. Oh, hi. How's everything going? Oh, good. We're getting the patients in and out like clockwork. Well, I'm glad what I had to do didn't take as long as I thought, so I can take over for you now. Oh, and I was just beginning to get into the routine of it.
Hey, Kathy, when'd you get back?
Hi, oh, just a few minutes ago. Oh, Mr. Cooper was in. I missed him. I'm sorry. How's he doing?
He's much better, thank you. He was disappointed not to see you. Apparently he really misses those pep talks you give him. Oh, Mrs. Baker said to give you her best, too.
Oh, and how is she?
Much better. Her cough is not as bad.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I think maybe she was getting sick and tired of my ills of smoking and lectures.
I can't maintain a rather personal relationship with all the patients coming on a regular basis.
I better get something.
Listen, kiddo, I definitely come in to volunteer and all, but, we don't have much on the schedule now, so it's okay.
Oh, can I grab some? I'll go get my coat.
Excuse me, Dorian. I didn't realize you were with someone.
Well, now you know, don't you? We won't be very long. Mr. Rogers, I'm sorry, but this is the only photograph I have. It was taken of Melinda about 5 years ago, but I don't think she's changed very much.
Well, if it's all you have, we'll have to make do with it. Is there anything else you want to tell me, Mrs. Lord?
I don't think I have forgotten anything. Mr. Rogers, do you think you'll be able to find my sister?
If she's in Landview, we shouldn't have any trouble at all. If she isn't, well, I wouldn't want to make any predictions. I'll be in touch with you the minute we have any kind of development.
Oh, please do that. Thank you. Martin O'Dane, this is Mr. Rogers. He's a private investigator who has agreed to find my sister.
Marco, how do you do? Well, goodbye, Mrs. Lord, and try not to worry. Just leave everything to us.
Marco, this is Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is a private investigator. Dorian, you're about as subtle as scurvy.
Oh, don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the fact you hired a local yokel to go and find your sister when you could have hired me.
Have you forgotten that I did try to hire you?
Yeah. Yeah, you had no faith in my ability, didn't you? Besides, that was at the time.
Yes. Yes, you did say that. But Marco, Mr. Rogers has a very respectable agency. I've used him before. Always with excellent results. And unlike you, he is a legitimate investigator.
Dorian, I can't believe the callous way you treat the people that are close to you. It's no wonder you're lonely and miserable.
Well, I don't think I'm as lonely or as miserable as you seem to think I am.
Oh, is that right? Would you start taking drugs? Funny pills? Come on, tell me. I'm dying to know.
I think you'll find out soon enough.
Oh.
Couldn't believe it, Kathy, when your dad told me about that burglary last night. Police have anything to go on?
Oh, just some footprints leading away from the bedroom window.
So, they figure the guy must have had a key to get in, right?
Yes, so I had to have all the locks changed over at the cottage.
Listen, now that something like that's happened, I'm not so sure I like the idea of you living in the cottage alone.
Well, Larry, thank you for your concern, but I'm not going to let some cheap burglar intimidate me.
All right. I just don't want anything to happen to you at all. You're kind of,
Wise and wonderful?
yeah, wise and wonderful. Wise and wonderful. I got some work to do. I'll see you later.
Okay. Patty? Oh, Karen, I didn't hear you come back in.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question? Oh, yes, of course. How long have you been in love with my husband?
Sure, not anything.
Of course not, Will.
As a matter of fact, I think you saved me from being bawled out by my wife. At least I don't think that she'll do it in front of you.
What's he done now, Jenny?
Nothing. He's making a big fuss over something that doesn't matter.
Now, I forgot my first appointment for religious instruction, and Jenny is being very kind and sweet about it, and that makes me feel even worse. I wish you'd just blast me, and then my conscience would be clear, right?
Well, did you reset the date with Father Campion?
No, but I will. I think that's as close as I'm going to get to a reprimand, so I might as well give up. Listen, Don, I've got to rush. I've got a private tennis lesson to give in just 10 minutes, okay? So, I will see you at home, and I will call Father Campion as soon as I get back to the office, all right? Bye. Take care, Dad. You too, Brad.
He'll make an appointment. I know he will. He's just forgotten today.
Sure, you're right, Jenny. She'll do it because of you.
Oh, I don't want him to do it because of me. I don't want to influence him that way.
Jenny, you're the best thing that's happened to her. Use your influence. The thing is, can he make you happy?
Of course. Everything is fine. There's not a cloud in the sky.
I'm so glad.
Of course, we do have to make some compromises in order to make our lives fit together.
Well, if you both understand that, there's nothing to worry
Well,
about.
of course, we do. That's why I'm telling you. Oh, look at the time. I have to get back to work. Excuse me, Carl.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, Jenny.
I don't deserve to be sheltered in this way. Pat, you didn't do anything wrong. When Tony and I met again, my first instinct was to pick up and move away. To get out of here, to go to San Francisco, to get a job, to take Brian with me. If I had done that, Pat, look, every single one of us can turn at some point in our lives and say, if I had done... Yes, I know, if. If I hadn't blurted out that Tony was his father. Do you know that sometimes I actually forget that he's gone? It's incredibly difficult to imagine. I keep thinking that I can look out the window and I see him getting off the school bus. See him riding down the street on his bicycle, coming home from Jimmy Clark's. Breathless.
Would you file these for me, please?
Yes, of course. I'll do it, Larry. Show me how, Kathy.
But you're going home.
No reason I have to. Well, yes, they're filed alphabetically. This is A through L in this cabinet, and M through Z in this. Gotcha. Larry, I really had a wonderful day today.
Not quite the downer you expected, huh?
Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that. That was really very dumb of me. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to help. I'm grateful to both of you. Kathy, when are you going to put me down for tomorrow? Well, we usually ask our volunteers what time's convenient for them. Oh, no. Stick me in any time I'm needed, really. Well, how's between 9 and 1? Beautiful. And Mr. Zuckerman goes here. Done it again. See you all tomorrow.
Right there.
Night. Good night.
You don't have to stick around if you don't want. Casey and I can close up.
All right, well, I've just got a few more things to do.
All right. I got some work in here, Casey. I'll be right with you. Sure thing. She's really something, isn't she?
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, she's worked here for one day, and already she's talking like she invented the place. Excuse me, Casey. Could you come in here for a second? Yeah, sure. Ma'am.
Till Tuesday, but I was wondering if you had any time open this afternoon.
Well, here, let me check. I had a patient cancel out at 5. How would that be?
Well, you don't have anything sooner than that?
I'm afraid not. Kathy, what is it?
Well, I've just had something happen that's frightened me. I really don't want to talk about it on the phone. I'll see you later.
All right. See you at 5.
All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
What's she gonna take him away with? I mean, compared to me.
Casey.
Easy. What can I do for you?
You recognize this?
Oh, my goodness, where'd you find it?
The clinic. Must have dropped out of your coat pocket.
Oh, no. Thank you. I really appreciate you bringing it by.
Yeah, I thought you might be worried about it.
Well, I said thank you for bringing it by. I appreciate it.
Listen, can I use your phone?
Sure. It's right over there.
What's happening? Oh, nothing much. Just got off work. Listen, I got a couple of tickets to the basketball game. You want to go? No, Celts, I think. Yeah, well, even when they're bad, they're fun to watch. What do you mean she won't let you out of the house? Just tell her you go on, open the door, and split. Yeah, that's my man. All right, I'll meet you at the Blues Bar, 6 o'clock. Far out. Yeah, listen, I gotta run. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. I'd further use the phone.
Oh, sure. Anytime.
It's a nice place you got here.
Thank you. Casey, is there something else you want?
Baby, you just got no idea. I mean, since I first saw you at the clinic.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Sorry, I thought I was getting a message.
Message?
Yeah.
I'll give you a message. Take your filthy mind and your grubby hands and get the hell out of here.
I want to tell you something. What you were doing while I was on the phone. You don't mean that. You shouldn't come on like that.
I was cleaning the house.
You know what I'm talking about. You were throwing it at me. Get yourself hurt.
Listen, I can get you fired. All I have to do is call my husband and tell him you barged into this house uninvited.
Hey, I apologize, Mrs. Bullock. Guess I got the wrong idea.
I guess you did.
And I also thought that you and Dr. Wallach were split. Otherwise, I never would have come near you. He's a nice guy. I wouldn't want to hurt him. No, it's funny. I never guessed wrong like that before. Disturb you so?
Because, Will, her accusations have no foundation.
Well, then that's her problem, isn't it? Not yours.
Well, yes, except...
Except what?
I don't know how to say this, but after Karen talked to me, I started thinking. Well, sometimes we do communicate our feelings to people without being aware of it. Isn't that true?
Of course.
Well, all right. Well, then maybe in some way I gave Karen the impression that I am attracted to Larry. So maybe it's not all in her head. Maybe I did do something.
Are you in love with him?
You go right to the subject, don't you?
Can't you answer?
I don't know. I know that I look forward to seeing him. We've known each other for a lot of years.
Are your feelings about him any different now than they were, say, 2, 3 years ago?
Oh, yes. Well, I feel closer to him now, and he seems to relate to me more. I don't know, I guess way back when, in his eyes, I was just a kid.
What you're describing sounds like a very good, warm, mature relationship.
But not love.
Giving it a name, that's up to you, Kathy.
I guess I was hoping you'd get me off the hook, but I should know you better than that, shouldn't I?
By now, yes.
Oh, Will, I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to fall in love with anyone.
Why not?
There's another one of your probing questions.
They're the best kind, aren't they?
Oh, Will, come on, you know my history. I was in love with Joe Riley, but I think partly because I knew that Vicky wanted him. And then I married Tony. For the very same reason, because I knew if I didn't, that Pat would marry him. I mean, maybe it's the same old pattern happening all over again. Maybe I'm just attracted to Larry because I realize he's unavailable.
Except that he is separated from his wife. It's not a question of you taking him away from her.
Oh, no, Will. Larry is very much Karen. I mean, if this separation is not permanent, it'll be because of something Karen does, not because of Larry.
You sound very, very sure of that.
I am.
Why?
Because I know Larry. I know what kind of man he is. He wouldn't marry with the idea that if it didn't work out, he could just walk out. He's committed for better or for worse. He accepts the whole contract.
Rare point of view these days.
Well, Larry's a very rare person.
So if Karen really wants him back...
And she does. And she'll get him. And she'll want him, or at least if she doesn't now, she will before long.
But what if by that time, he really is in love with somebody else?
Are you talking about a hypothetical person?
We're talking about you, Kathy.
You're trying to trap me.
I'm just trying to get you to the point where you know what it is you want, and what you want to do about it.
Would I be willing to fight for him, you mean?
Right.
But what if I lost?
Of course, that is a chance we take, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I could take that chance. I just don't know if I could face being hurt again and having to rebuild my life. I've done that. I've done it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I don't know.
Okay. There's your answer.
Well, I didn't say that I couldn't. I just said I didn't know. Oh, Will, are we really getting anywhere in this session?
You tell me, Kathy. Do you feel that you know your mind better now than you did when you walked in here?
Yes. Yes, I think I do. Jan, I'm so glad you dropped by. I want to apologize for the other day. I was angry and upset and frustrated. But today, I feel fabulous. I was working at the clinic, and I filed a lot, and I did a lot of typing, the forms for the new patients that came in. Oh, and I played with some of the kids while their mothers were talking to Larry. And they were so cute. And they're so starved for affection. Sounds like you put in a good day. Oh, yeah, I did. I can't tell you the feeling of satisfaction, but of course you know that you've been doing it your whole life. Well, are you going to go back? Oh, absolutely. 9 o'clock tomorrow to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Terrific. Yeah, really excited about it. And that's why I told Sherry that I wanted to go to an early movie tonight, because I want to come back here tonight and get my beauty sleep. Sherry? Yeah, Sherry Haskell. She's a waitress that I used to work with at Tony's place. She called me up and she asked me if I wanted to go to dinner and a movie, and I was really excited because I can't stand sitting here by myself watching television night after night. Karen, you can always come and have supper with me and Brad. Oh, well, I think you'd want to ask Brad about that before you extend that invitation. Jenna, I'm sorry. It's just... I don't want to lean on my family right now. I want to get through this thing myself. Well, I think that's wonderful. It isn't wonderful. It's simply a necessity. I think part of growing up is learning how to stand on your own 2 feet. I really don't know. I haven't seen too much of her in the past few weeks.
Well, when you saw her, how was she?
You know, Karen, don't complain about her. You know, I really don't understand her. She has everything she wants. Does that make her happy?
Well, what exactly is bothering Karen?
Marco, who knows? Here, look, I've got enough problems in my own life. I don't need to get involved in hers, okay?
Yeah, things don't seem too cool with you, Lana. I'd like to help you if I can.
Yeah? Well, as soon as I decide the exact weapon I want used on him, he can be my hitman.
Him? You mean Brad Vernon? Well, you know, he's not exactly one of my favorite people either. I'd be glad to help you. Boy, if you only knew about Sam and me.
Marco, are you having an affair with Samantha?
Well, the poor kid, I had to break off with her last night. She just got too hung up on me.
That's really terrific of you, Marco. No sense in breaking her heart. Thank you, Will, for inviting me home to have a drink.
My pleasure, Dorian. When I ran into you at the hospital, you looked as if you could use it.
Yes. But I don't know if that was because I was tired or depressed. Probably both.
Well, if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
For free?
For free.
Well, I seem to be finding that the more hectic my days are, the lonelier my nights seem to be. Now, does that make any sense?
By contract, of course.
Well, it just seems that everything comes to a screeching halt, and then I'm left with nothing except emptiness and anxiety. I just wish I could find a sense of my going somewhere. Instead, I just seem to be going in circles.
Well, don't give up the faith, because if we lose that...
Oh, I know that. I know that. It's just, it would be so much easier if there were just a little tenderness in my life, or someone, or something gentle. I met this young woman recently. I don't know her well, but she really reminds me a lot of myself at that age.
In what way?
I can't be specific. It's just a sense I have about her. Her name is Edwina Lewis, and she seems very cool, smooth, confident, and I might add, ruthless.
Ruthless?
Yes. And I might add also that one day she'll probably turn out to be a real killer.
You seem to be saying that with kind of admiration.
Indeed, because I do admire killers. As long as they're stylish and they hit their mark cleanly, there's something very beautiful when it's done well, Will. Oh, don't look at me like that. You certainly know me well enough to know that I have a capacity for that. In fact, I even relish it.
Maybe. But I wish you'd identify with and relish the more positive aspects of your character. It would certainly get you a lot further in your relationships.
Well, did the tests come back? Man, are you all right? Yeah, fine. What about the test? Well, Dr. Jacobs just got the results a few minutes ago. And? Well, honey, I don't know. You're going to have to talk to him. He's waiting to see you now. Oh, God, Kathy, what do I do if I'm pregnant?
One life to live.
Do you have any idea what kind of signals you're giving out?
Samantha wants Tony to notice her, and Lana's symptoms are diagnosed.
I'm not going to be pregnant for long.
Then, on General Hospital,
We'll collect your baby and your things, and you can get out.
Mrs. Hadley finds out she's been deceived, and Jeff gets a gift in the mail.
Mrs. Chen.
General Hospital, after one life to live.
Beginning 1 hour from now, here on ABC.
Oh, I gotta go tell Sam.
Yeah, let's go tell Sam.
You remember when I was in New York about